information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny and absolutely gorgeous good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester and Lakin Du Russell. I hope you had a really nice weekend. It does look like we're going to have not all that bad of a day today. Fortunately for some folks, they're wanting a break. I mean, it wasn't like Memorial Day weekend. You didn't have a chance to take a break, but the weather was just so nice. A lot of folks working outdoors, and they could probably stand to just cool their jets a little bit, go to work and then come home and sit back and relax, because it does look like we're going to get some rain. And more than likely, we're going to have the best chance of seeing measurable amount of rain over much of the state as we move into later on tomorrow afternoon, especially, and tomorrow night. And along with that is going to come some pretty mild temperatures. Cloudy, chilly start to the weekend. Sun and warmer temperatures as we move through the weekend. And, of course, overnight, it was nice and quiet. Clouds beginning to push up from the south. There is a low-pressure system right now that's in the Tennessee Valley. That low is going to gradually move over northern Florida over the next 24 to 36 hours. But there's an upper level low that is going to be developing and deepening a little bit as we move in through the remainder of the day today and into tomorrow. That's currently situated over eastern Iowa, the extreme western portions of Illinois. And that low is going to develop into a weather maker that'll push the cloud cover and the moisture up into the state. Right now, Matthew, what are we looking at temperature-wise?
Currently, over at the airport, it's mostly sunny at 67. Over in Midland, it's also mostly sunny at 67. Here, Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 66. We have east winds at 9 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.31, and it's falling.
Lakin, everything is really looking nice right now as far as the crops go.
For sure. Yeah, the crop tours this weekend they were looking great.
Looking at some pretty nice sugar beets, and Kevin Messing will be joining us a little bit later on that. We're also taking a look at very possibly some dry beans going in after we get that precipitation here midweek.
Yes, the warmer temperatures for sure this week will definitely help the germination and planting coming up.
And you got a little work done over the weekend too?
Yes, yeah, this weekend the weather was wonderful. I mowed the grass, had the farrier out yesterday to shoe my horse, trim my donkey's feet. I moved my sheep to their new pasture, so everything's looking great.
I was going to ask you about the sheep. How they looking right now?
The sheep are doing well. The pasture's amazing. The alfalfa has come through. The clover's looking good. The grass they're going to get to eventually, but the legumes are their favorites.
Yeah, they'll chew that grass down pretty quick.
Yes.
Yeah. A little bit later on, Lakin's going to be talking a little bit more about horses, the equine endeavors of a lot of folks here in the state of Michigan. And it looks like the state of Michigan is going to be issuing some grants. So Lakin will have all the specifics on that. Weather-wise, the specifics, clouds, sun, that's the way things are going to be. We're going to be looking at an east and a northeast breeze, not real strong, but just enough to let you know that it's there. Cloudy, the clouds will thicken up a little bit as we move into the nighttime hours. We should work our way up to about 75 for a high and drop down to probably 52 for a low tonight with that increase in the clouds. Now, after midnight, that's when we're going to begin to see little skips of moisture move into and across the border with Indiana and Ohio here in the state. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, we'll struggle to hit 70 degrees because of the cloud cover. I think 69 is about all the warmer we're going to get, and rainy as the day goes on. Again, all of this coming from the south. It'll come in light wispy waves. And then eventually as we go through the day with an east wind that'll be gusting up to possibly 25 miles per hour, that low will be forming over Indiana and that's going to push the moisture that is being generated by the low over Florida. So the two are going to be working together to push not so much warm air, but moisture-laden air up into the state. Low will be forming, as we said, over eastern Illinois tomorrow, a high of 69, a low of 52. And moving into Thursday, we're going to be looking at clouds. There will be an isolated shower, especially in the morning hours. 69, once again, will be our high. 51 will be our low. So tomorrow and Thursday, both days, temperature-wise, are going to be pretty much the same. The shower activity, though, will taper off in the morning hours on Thursday. By Thursday afternoon, we should have a pretty good chance of seeing some sun. We'll have a northwest breeze on Thursday, possibly gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. Then on Thursday night, 52, 51 is all the cooler it's going to get. Friday, we're going to be looking at the middle 70s. It'll be warming up, partly cloudy skies, and then an afternoon or an evening shower on Friday, 52, once again for a low. And moving into the weekend, the shower activity should be moving out. We're going to be looking at partly to mostly sunny skies for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And temperatures will be running in the mid to upper 70s during the weekend. A little bit cooler on Saturday, but then the middle 70s on Sunday and upper 70s on Monday. Record high in this date is 92. It was set back in 2018. The record low is 33. That was set in 1961. The warmest ever, 27th of May, 2020. 89 was our high. 69 was our low. The coldest ever, you got to go back to 1949. Sun will set this evening at 9:07. Rise tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock sharp. And right now, the long-range outlook to take us through the first 10 days of June are for our temperatures to be above normal, precipitation values to be at or slightly below. That's a look at the weather for right now. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have on this Tuesday, Matthew?
Up next, we have Abby Terwilliger from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond & Sons. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's, Red Wing shoes, Stormy Cromer accessories, all available today. At Ed Raymond & Sons, celebrating more than 100 years at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They are open 7 days, or you can check them out. Go online at edraymond's.com. Farm Service also brought to you today by the folks at Krijak's House Family Restaurant. You got to supply the food for an event coming up. There's a lot of events coming up in June and more than likely July as well. Krijak's can help. 989-894-5531. Or if you just want to give everybody a break and be waited on, can't think of a better place to do it than Krijak's House, corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. We say good morning to Abby Terwilliger from the Andersons. Abby, I hope you had a nice weekend.
Yeah, I did. I was up north for the weekend. It was a little chilly, but Sunday and then Monday back here yesterday was beautiful.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
Stuff done.
Yeah.
Good day to unpack the camper.
There you go. I hope the guys in Chicago and the gals in Chicago had a nice weekend.
Yeah, I think a couple of them did because soybeans are up just a tad, but there's enough of them that must not have because corn and wheat are down just a tad. Well, wheat's down quite a bit, actually. Wheat's down 13 right now. Trying to look for a reason of why it is, and it's kind of funny. The report this morning that I got said that Argentina's, having 6 to 10 inches of rain and massive flooding, and then the same report that comes out in the afternoon, or for the afternoon, is saying that Argentina could see their second best wheat harvest ever. So, a little bit of contradicting stories there.
Sounds like they're getting their wheat and their rice mixed up.
Yeah, one would think.
Yeah, I guess.
So, corn's down a little bit, mainly because wheat's down, and the U.S. did get some rain this past weekend in the favorable spots where it needed it. And beans are up. We're up 2 right now. 1 for new crop, nothing too crazy. I think part of that is India might plant a smaller acreage to get to plant corn and sugarcane because it has more of a return for them. So since they are, one of the biggest users of edible oils, you could see more import from them.
Okay.
Or they would have to import more.
Yeah, they would. So right now on the board, what do you have, Abby?
Right now on the board in Hemlock, we have 440 old crop corn, 382 new crop. Old crop soybeans are at 1044, new crop 988. Red wheat for the summer 464, and white wheat we are at 504.
You have a great day.
Thanks, you as well.
I will. Thank you so much. Abby Terwilliger over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth now. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joins us right now. The market report brought to you by Legendary Tree Care. If you need tree trimming or tree removal, Legendary Tree Care, you need them. No job's too big, no job is too small. They are fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in those big projects. Check them out, legendarytreecare.com, or like them on Facebook. Market report also brought to you by Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. Those Farmall tractors, if you got one, it's been getting a pretty good workout. If you don't, you've been getting the workout. Now's the time that have it do the work for you. Anywhere from 35 to 140 horses take care of just about any job that you need done. Anywhere from the value-packed compact Farmall A to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C series with cabs, Weiss Equipment's got them. Take advantage right now, some special savings. If you're paying cash, you get a cash discount. Special financing up to 0% interest for 72 months. So check them out today. Special financing offers, Farmall tractors, they'll do it all for you. See them today at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Say good morning to Doug Klein. Doug, I hope you had a nice weekend.
I did. How about you?
Hey, sure did. Listen up, because Lakin's going to talk a little bit more about horses here in the next. I know you know about horses, all about horses.
Write the check. What else do you need to know?
There you go. Well, hopefully you invested right, so you've got money in the account to write the check.
Oh, yeah. We'll just leave that at that. Well, the people at U.S. Steel are going to give up the rights. Nippon is going to take over that company, so that's a big deal. Basically says to me that we're not going to have any good steel left in the world anymore, because British Steel kind of got shut down by their environmentalist wackos. They won't let them do coke and coal steel anymore. At least they restricted a lot. So now we're down to the electric blast furnaces, which doesn't make the best steel. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. The stock market is coming back almost as much as it lost last week. So like I said, kind of in a big circle. We'll see how it plays out for the rest of this shortened week. Here's your numbers. The July corn is $4.60, up a half a penny. December corn $4.47 1/4, down 3 1/2. The July soybeans $10.64, up 3 3/4. The November soybeans $10.52 3/4, up 2 1/4. July wheat $5.30 1/4, down 12 1/4, and December wheat $5.69 1/2, down 11 1/4. The crude oil is $60.48, down $1.05. Heating oil is $208.28, down 2.2 cents. Gasoline is $207.64, down 3 1/4 cents, And natural gas is 3.72.2, down 0.3 pennies. For the currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3770 Canadian. That's up 35 ticks. The dollar buys 144.33 yen, up 149 ticks. There's your U.S. steel deal. The euro's at 113.31, down 56 ticks. The dollar's at 99.55, up 44 ticks. Metals getting hammered today. Gold is at 32.90.40, down 75.40 an ounce. Silver's 33.04, down 42.5 cents. Platinum's 1,079.20, down $9.20. Copper's at 4.74, down 9.5 cents.
That's down a little bit.
Yeah, 2%.
Wow.
Gold's down 2.25%. It's just, moody. Everything's moody.
Yeah, it is.
Extremely moody.
It sure is.
I got all mayors at home, so they're all moody.
They're all moody.
Yeah.
Doug, you have a good one, all right?
Okay, you too.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll help you increase your yields, Mr. Farmer. Vic Huffer, he's got the information that you need. You got a question? Just give Vic a call. He'll be more than happy to help you because remember, serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. Let's find out what's going on with the sugar beet crop out there right now. Kevin Messing joining us from Michigan Sugar Company. Kevin's report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. They want to take you to the top for more power, faster cold starts, maximum lubricity, and up to 8% improved fuel economy with extreme diesel from Power Service. Available today from Foster Blue Water Oil. Kevin, I hope you had a nice weekend.
I sure did. How about you, Terry?
He sure did. The status of the sugar beets out there, how do they look?
They look pretty good, Terry. I'll say they made it through this cold weather better than the corn crop has. We've got sunshine and warm weather coming and plenty of moisture. So I expect over the next week we'll see a lot of growth on this crop.
Any issues that jump out at you, Kevin?
Nothing major, Terry. I will say with the amount of rainfall we've had, some growers have had a hard time getting in the field to make herbicide applications, or weeds are moving quickly because they haven't been in. So those soil applied lay-by herbicides have been well worth it this year, and we're getting plenty of activation with the rain. So I would say weeds have potential to become an issue. But other than that, things are looking good. A few scattered reports of cutworms, but nothing major and nothing terribly heavy at this point.
Does it seem like most of the farmers have been able to handle the crusting?
Yeah, there were a few planting dates that did have issues. One would have been that third week of April. Those beets waited a little bit long for a rain, but they came through it. Stands acceptable, but nothing worth really replanting. And then some at the very tail end of April caught a crust. Some crust busting happened there, but since then they've caught a few showers that have really helped out. So I don't think we're going to see, too many lingering effects from crusting going forward.
Planted acres. I'm just kind of curious. Were there very many acres that were backed off at the last minute, or are we looking at a pretty stable planted acres based on what we thought would be put in?
Pretty stable, maybe even a touch higher. There were actually a few acres added in the heat of planting more than taken out. Few fields that growers tried getting into that were a little wet that they couldn't get planted, but we had more growers add fields because of market conditions and soil conditions in the middle of planting than we expected.
So all in all, so far, we're in pretty good shape.
I would say so. We're pretty excited about this crop. The agronomy team, I think we've had a few conversations where there's not many of us that can remember a crop nearly entirely planted in the month of April. So I would say we're set up in pretty good shape right now.
Kevin, thank you a lot. Really appreciate it. Glad you could join us this month. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, Terry. You have a good one.
I will. You too. Kevin Messing with Michigan Sugar Company. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. They've got offices, 13 locations now in Freeland and all across the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. When we return, we'll be back with more, but first this.
Farmers, when the job calls for power and versatility, trust New Holland compact tractors. Built tough to handle everything from chores to field work. Easy to operate, rugged and reliable, they're ready to work as hard as you do. And when it comes to support, Ellen's Equipment has you covered with expert service and parts at all 3 locations, McBain, Beale City, and Ithaca. Stop by today and see how a New Holland compact tractor can make your farm run smoother. Ellen's Equipment, where hard work meets hard-working equipment.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Rummel Agency. You know, they understand that your needs vary like the crops in the fields, Mr. Farmer, and they want you to know that you're more than a number. They understand what you have on tap for your family, whether it's goals, dreams for the future, and how important those things are to you. They do want to get to know you at the Rummel Agency one-on-one so they can help get the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. Rummel Insurance, see them today in Frankenmuth as well as in Carroll and in Saginaw. Lake and Do Russell, understand that the state of Michigan is rolling out a grant program. What's that all about?
Yes, we have an exciting grant opportunity for equine programs in Michigan with the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development in partnership with the Michigan Horse Racing Advisory Commission announced today that they will be accepting applications for the 2025 Equine Grant Program. This program was established by the Horse Racing Law of 1995 for the promotion and marketing of horse racing, equine-related research, support, and aftercare, and other equine-related or horse racing programs. The grant proposals should be emailed to MDARD by 5 p.m. on Monday, June 30th. For more information about the Equine Grant Program, contact Tracy Ebels at mdardequine@michigan.gov.
Understand that we do have not only county fairs that are involved with harness racing, but we've also got a big horse exhibit and activity over at the Midland County Fairgrounds.
Yes, they should definitely apply. All equine programs in Michigan are welcome to apply and to promote the horse racing and riding industry in Michigan.
And again, deadline for that grant is
June 30th by 5 p.m.
Lakin, thank you.
You're welcome.
Lakin Do Russell. Jerry Samalski joining us right now, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, nice weekend to get some work done outside.
Yes, sir. Terry, I got my annuals planted, or some of them, and, mowed the lawn, of course. This is a great time of year. We've had the moisture. The grass is looking great, and the plants are responding. So right now, if you've not got plants that aren't coming out, there's a good chance they're not going to. There's a few holdouts that might be the rose mallow and maybe some of the butterfly bush are a little slow, but they normally are. So, get out there, get things going. I think we're definitely clear of frost right now, and even the cold temperatures might set annuals back. So a late season this year. So get those annuals in, get that garden coming, and we can sit back and enjoy in a few.
Yeah, I guess, and take advantage of the rain that's coming.
Yeah. Terry, I'm not seeing that much. I'm seeing about a third of an inch. What do you think? Seeing?
Yeah, if we get a half inch, I think we'll be lucky.
Yeah, I do too. So, that's a nice rain, but we evaporate about an inch a week. So if we're not getting an inch of rain a week, we're losing. And so, particularly with plants that like a lot of water, we might want to think about getting a sprinkler on them.
I think so. Jerry, take care. Have a good one, okay?
Yes, sir.
Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. What's going on in New York? Let's find out. Teresa DeVoe with Baird and Company joining us. Teresa, what do you have?
Good morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 594 points this morning at 42,197, 381 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 389 points at 19,126, 572 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 352.10, up 8.71. Deere 508.49 down $1.57. Atlas Energy 70.13 up 47. Dow 28.89 up 57. DuPont 68.92 up $1.27. Corteva 70 on the nose up 94. General Motors 48.96 up 27. Trinzio 277 up 20. Walmart 97.66 up $1.33. Huntington Bank 15.60 up 28. Independent Bank 31.87 up 43. And AT&T at 27.55 up 13.
Teresa, thank you so much. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.